Today on Public Eye News, NMU donates vehicles to the Bear Center, and Hancock held a meeting to discuss recreational marijuana.
Later in the show, Todd Rolls will have your weather and Devontae Stein will have your sports. Hi, I'm Joseph Sigourney.
And I'm Rachel Fromwiller, and welcome to Public Eye News. Here at Northern Michigan University, the Department of Behavioral Education Analysis and Research, or BEAR, has been gifted 2 new vehicles. The donation is sponsored by Fox Motors of Marquette, the Ford Motor Company, and the NMU Foundation. The BEAR Center's Focused Behavior Program provides up to 24 hours of individual home-based assessment and consultation to youth up to age 16. With the addition of the new vehicles, this critical therapy service experience will be safer and more reliable for the student analysts who drive as far as Menominee on a daily basis. NMU is looking ahead to help more families through the winter thanks to the vehicle's 4-wheel drive option. And after originally stating that Beacon ambulances would be cutting back services to Dickinson County healthcare systems, early this morning the ambulances completely stopped all services to Dickinson County. After DCHS ignored a request for Beacon to enter a first call agreement in February, the choice to cut back services was made after a financial decision discovering, quote, ongoing difficulties with random utilization of our services by DCHS and staffing issues, end quote. Integrity Care EMS will meet with DCHS to discuss how to reach safe and timely transfers while expanding with the community.
The City of Hancock held an informational meeting for the public Thursday night on the topic of recreational marijuana. The meeting last night had a presentation from the city's Recreational Marijuana Committee discussing the pros and cons of opting in. The City Council allowed time for public comment and has been accepting comments anonymously online. The Council has not made a decision on opting in yet. However, an ordinance could be potentially introduced as early as their next meeting on November 20th. The Chocolate Township Police say a fire was reported at 345 Karen Road near Green Garden at approximately 12:43 a.m. Thursday. The building is located within 200 feet of the home. The fire was able to be contained by multiple agencies on the scene. The structure was heavily damaged and appears to have been destroyed. Thankfully, no one was injured, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
A man working in a kitchen of a Buffalo Wild Wings in Burlington, Massachusetts, was exposed to a chemical reaction that police say was caused by cleaning agents. The man complained of nausea before being taken to a hospital where he later died. The restaurant was evacuated and no other reports of illness have been made. And current Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson has announced he will step down and be replaced by former Los Angeles Police Chief Charlie Beck as interim superintendent. Beck has spent more than 40 years in the police force and 9 as chief. Beck has been known as a supporter of just reform, equipping officers with body cameras and refusing to help federal authorities push against illegal immigration. After an officer fatally shot a black woman in 2015, when asked about an 80% clearance rate on homicide cases in a predominantly black area, Beck said, quote, that shows a level of community cooperation that is caused by trust, end quote. He plans to integrate with his new team by doing whatever he can to give them the support and tools they need. And after this break, we will have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Something wonderful is coming your way. Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical Revival of Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I.
And whistle a happy tune.
Starring Best Actress Kelly O'Hara, Ken Watanabe,
etc., etc., etc.
and Best Supporting Actress Ruthie Ann Miles. Delight in the beloved musical The King and I on Great Performances.
Tonight at 9 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. A magnitude 5.9 earthquake struck northwestern Iran early Friday, killing at least 5 people and injuring 300 others. Over 40 aftershocks rattled the rural region nestled in the Alborz Mountains, and residents rushed out of their homes in fear. The quake injured at least 312 people, state television reported, though thankfully only 13 need to be hospitalized. Iran is on major seismic faults and experiences 1 earthquake a day on average. The U.S. Geological Survey said the quake's epicenter was at a depth of 6 miles. Shallow earthquakes tend to cause more damage. The field of Democratic presidential nominees was starting to thin, but could soon grow by one. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is considering running. CBS correspondent Deborah Alfarone has more from the White House.
Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has made it clear he's not satisfied with the current pool of Democratic presidential contenders.
I have my reservations about the people running and the way they're campaigning and the promises they're making that they can't fulfill.
Bloomberg spokesman said Thursday, "We now need to finish the job and ensure that Trump is defeated." But Mike is increasingly concerned that the current field of candidates is not well positioned to do that. Bloomberg has not officially announced if he'll run, but he sent aides to Alabama to inquire about getting on the ballot for the Democratic primary, which has a Friday deadline, the earliest in the country. Bloomberg considered running for president back in 2016, but decided against it then. One source tells CBS News he could enter the race as soon as Monday. President Trump commented from the White House.
Little Michael will fail. He'll spend a lot of money. He's got some really big issues. He's got some personal problems.
Democratic candidate Elizabeth Warren tweeted, welcoming Bloomberg to the race. Fellow contender Bernie Sanders also sent out a tweet, writing, "The billionaire class is scared." Bloomberg was once a Republican and an independent who registered as a Democrat last year. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
British police have charged 25-year-old Maurice Robinson, 22-year-old Emanon Harrison, and several others for the October 23rd discovery of 39 dead bodies in the back of a truck on an industrial park in Grays, England. All victims were of Vietnamese nationality and varied in age from 15 to 44. 31 men and 8 women are believed to have paid people traffickers for their concealed transit into England. Police have released the official list of names of victims, and their priority now is to protect the dignity of the dead and support their families and friends. And the White House has been calling for the identity of the whistleblower who triggered the impeachment inquiry into President Trump's Ukraine policies to be revealed. But the lawyer for the whistleblower says President Trump needs to tone it down before someone physically harms his client. Bafta Yamam has more details from the White House.
President Trump is once again attacking the whistleblower who triggered the impeachment inquiry.
The whistleblower is a disgrace to our country, a disgrace. And the whistleblower, because of that, should be revealed.
The attorney for the whistleblower sent a cease and desist letter to the White House accusing President Trump of using rhetoric that could endanger their life and the lives of their family. It also says the blame will rest squarely with President Trump if the whistleblower is harmed.
He should be sued, and maybe for treason, but he should be sued. His lawyer is a disgrace.
The House impeachment inquiry shifts to a new phase next week when the House Intelligence Committee begins public hearings, and Republicans are already fighting back against them.
Well, they shouldn't be having public hearings. This is a hoax. This is just like the Russian witch hunt. This is just a continuation.
Acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney did not show up for his deposition today. Last month, Mulvaney appeared to admit there was a quid pro quo connecting military aid to Ukraine with political investigations.
Get over it. There's going to be political influence in foreign policy.
Republicans are now adding Congressman Jim Jordan, one of President Trump's staunchest allies, to the committee, which will hold public impeachment hearings. The move allows Jordan to ask witnesses questions. Bofta Imam, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
At the Movies for Grown-Ups Awards next year, Annette Bening will be receiving AARP, the magazine's Lifetime Achievement Honor. Bening is a 4-time Oscar nominee and has won 2 Golden Globe Awards for Best Actress, one for the 2004 Being Julia movie, and one for the 2010 film The Kids Are All Right. The 19th Annual Movies for Grown-Ups Awards will be held on January 11th in Beverly Hills, California, and will air on PBS on the 19th. And right after this break, Todd Rose will be back with weather and Devontae Stein with sports.
Over hundreds of years, huge quantities of ice melted, forming new bodies of water, rivers, and also increasing the quantity of water in existing lakes, often stranding pieces of land.
Sunday afternoon at 3 on WNMU TV.
And welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Todd Rose here to take a look at your weather. As you can see behind me, at least here in Marquette, it's here. Snow came yesterday and actually canceled afternoon classes at NMU, including our show last night. So that's why we weren't here yesterday. But our current conditions are partly cloudy with 30 degrees as our temperature. Winds west-southwest at 9 miles an hour and our barometric pressure 30.35 inches and falling. Moving into tonight, the snow might come back with a low of 23 with winds south-southwest at 13. And into tomorrow, the clouds are going to hang around. Might bring a little bit of snow later, but high of 40, and our winds are going to stay roughly the same at about 12 miles an hour coming out of the west. Moving around the UP, we're going to start up in Sault Ste. Marie, 25 degrees and mostly sunny there, 28 degrees and cloudy in Manistee, and then down in Escanaba and Menominee, 26 degrees and sunny, and that's going to continue on into Iron Mountain, 26 and sunny there as well. Ironwood seeing just about the same thing with 25 degrees. Houghton 26 and mostly cloudy back here in beautiful Marquette. It is 27 degrees. Looking ahead, on Sunday, we're going to have a high of 31, a low of 18, and some snow showers. And that snow is going to continue into Monday and Tuesday as well, with a high of 22 and a low of 15 on Monday and Tuesday, a high of 21 and a low of 14 on Tuesday. And Devontae, it's getting cold around here, and I hear you got some news about the Miami Heat.
Yes, I do. Thanks, Todd. Checking out some NBA scores from last night, the Miami Heat continued their red-hot streak and topped the Suns 124-108. Jimmy Butler had a near-perfect first half, scoring 30 points on 9 of 10 field goals, 2 of 2 for three-pointers, and 10 on 10 for the free throws. And the LA Clippers take down the Trailblazers 107-101. Kawhi Leonard had himself a double-double, scoring 27 points and grabbing 13 boards. The Spurs defend home court and pick up a win against the Thunder 121-112. LaMarcus Aldridge led the way with 39 points for the Spurs. The Celtics go on the road and defeat the Hornets 108-87 to secure their 6th straight win. Starting off Week 10 action with Thursday Night Football, the Raiders defend home turf and outlasted the Chargers 26-24, improving to 5-4. Josh Jacobs ran in the go-ahead touchdown with 1:02 remaining in the game. Looking ahead to Sunday, we got some divisional matchups. The Lions travel to Chicago to take on the Bears. The Saints come off their bye week hosting divisional rival Atlanta Falcons. The Saints have allowed only 14.8 points per game, which is the 3rd fewest in the NFL since Week 4. The Packers will host Carolina. Christian McCaffrey has a touchdown in 6 consecutive games, and that's the longest active streak in the NFL right now. The Vikings travel to Dallas for Sunday Night Football. Kirk Cousins looks to improve his 1-6 record against the Cowboys. And wrapping up Week 10 with a powerhouse Monday night matchup, the 7-2 Seahawks travel to the undefeated 49ers. The 49ers are the only undefeated team in the league. Chase Young for Ohio State will not play Saturday against Maryland due to an NCAA issue from 2018 that the Department of Athletics is looking into. Young is a Heisman contender and currently ranked #1 for the NFL draft next year. Young tweeted out, quote, "I made a mistake last year accepting a loan from a family friend. I repaid it in full last summer, and I am working with the university and NCAA to get back on the field as soon as possible," unquote. It is unknown if Young will miss additional games beyond this week. Young leads the FBS with 13.5 sacks and is tied for second with 15.5 tackles for loss. And that's all the time we have today on Public Eye News. I'm Devontae Stein.
And I'm Joseph Sigourney. And on behalf of all of us here at Public Eye News, have a great weekend.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.